Hey everyone, I hope you're taking it easy and your day has been great thus far. For this video we'll be going through an unboxing of the SMP Alternative Destiny Gunbuster. And the Gunbuster, I suspect, well I believe, is from Aim for the Top Gunbuster, ? Trust me, I'm making a very dubious face right now. And this, what I am still hoping, is a model kit, was released back in 2021 by Bandai. Just quickly sneaking in a unboxing, just because I can. So, had this come through from Hobbylink Japan some time ago. Well, it's been up in Japan for a while, but I finally brought it back down to Australia. So I'll have a link to it, but at Hobbylink it is discontinued. So use it as a bit of a information source, and if you are quite curious about getting one, I will wish you luck. Anyway, front of the box, for a very unusual looking box, but very nice. So we have a nice 3/4 shot of the Gunbuster, and I will admit, if the item looks like that on the way out of the box, that is going to be very, very detailed. So very nice front of the box, and you look at it and actually think, is this actually a figure versus an injection kit? So I'm really dubious about this one right now. But I have seen a lot of this SMP stuff, which I believe is the Shogukan modeling project. There's been a lot of these little things around. So I'm very intrigued to see how this goes. So, front of the box. We do have some nice things on the side of the box as well. It is a very nice looking box. As I said, it's hard to imagine that this is potentially a figure. Not a figure, a model kit. On the back of the box we do have various shots of the Gunbuster. You do have a front and a rear shot, and then some nice dynamic posing, and then some of these I'm assuming are just some close-ups on either some of the detailing, the articulation, some of the gimmicks potentially of the kit. So looks like it has the potential to be really, really, really cool. Of course. Okay, so box done. Time for me to open up the box and finally find out whether that, yes, this is indeed a model kit or a overglorified action figure, because you look at the box and that's what you think. Time to find out. And with everything out of the packaging, can definitely confirm, definitely a model kit. Lots of runners though. It reminds me of some of those, similar to those Ava frames and Gundam frames. Similar scale, but it's purpose of the unboxing. Front of the manual in unusual black and white, but that's okay, with a bit of a repeat of the front of the box. It's almost like a P Bandai where it's pretty much getting straight into the nitty-gritty. Now, trying to figure out where the start of the... Okay. Read manual is weird. So there's a nice little breakdown of the included runners. As I said, there is a lot. And then the very progressive builds. So this is going to be very interesting because one, it's a much smaller kit than I would expect. So it's probably definitely smaller than a 1:44, I would imagine. But in saying that, there's a lot of pieces. And just looking at the manual alone, it's not a difficult build, but it's definitely a lot more intricate than what we would expect from typical Bandai. If anything, it kind of reminds me of almost like a real grade. But instructions definitely don't look too difficult, and if it's a Bandai kit, then everything is going to come together quite nicely. And then we have the last few steps on putting everything together. So this is going to be a most very interesting build. Am I actually going to pre-snip? I actually don't know. Well, that's how dubious I am about this kit. Not dubious in a bad way, but obviously first time looking at some of these SMP kits, definitely wasn't too sure what to expect. So reaction is very much real and legitimate, especially once we go through all these runners. So that was the manual, which was quite comprehensive. Now, as for these runners, and there's a fair few of them. So here's runner A. It's a multicolor runner. I've kept this little bit of bubble wrap on just because there is some pre-colored pieces on it. But we do have some blue, a bit of black. There has been some pre-paint of some silver, some gold. So it's very interesting that Bandai have actually done this little pre-paint on some of these. So there you go. So that is runner A, the first of many. Runner B, still in blue, with some, once again, a bit of pre-paint of some silver. The detailing on this is very, very nice. So if I'm going to panel line this as well, I suspect this is going to be a very long-winded build. Once again, not a bad thing. Just obviously wasn't too sure what to expect. Runner C, still in blue. We do have some pre-paint of silver and some gold. The gold does look very, very nice. Runner D, still in blue. A very minuscule amount of pre-paint there on what I suspect is a hand. E, still in blue, but pre-paint of some light silver, and on some other parts it looks like we've gone dark grey / graphite. Now there's no indication that there is undergating, so I have no idea what those pieces will look like once they're taken off the run. Moving into F, still in blue, still some more pre-paint, which does look very, very nice. What are we moving into? G, still in blue, still some pre-paint. H, still in blue, once again more pre-paint. I will admit, having some of this pre-paint does actually give me a bit of confidence that I might not to do as much. Runner I into some gold, which does actually look very nice. J, still in gold. There's actually some more pre-painted parts on it, so I'm not sure if you'll be able to tell with this one here. There's a brighter, almost like a shining gold on that other gold. Actually, maybe this isn't supposed to be gold. Maybe it's more of a copper tarnished bronze. One of the two. Runner K, blue, but there are some very nice pre-painted metallic red. It is very, oh, there is undergating. So some of these pieces will have that undergating there to minimize any wear and tear on that pre-paint. So some of those other pieces don't necessarily have it, but I can definitely see it on some of these larger pieces here, which is very nice. So there you go. And I have definitely not forgotten about the good old concept of undergating. We have two L's in, I suspect is a bit of a grey. They're carbon copies of each other. No pre-paint, so I think we've... No, I was about to say we've run out, but no, we have not. M runner, I think is supposed to be a bit of a grey. There's definitely some pre-paint there on the base of what I suspect could be a foot. So there's two M's, pretty much carbon copies of each other. What are we moving into? Two N runners in dark grey. Carbon copy. Two O runners in dark grey, once again carbon copy. So I think these are probably joints and things like that. P runner, dark grey. Now looking at these pieces, I probably could pre-snip, but probably take some time to get all the pre-snipping done. Q runner in that dark grey still, so there's a decent amount of runners in here. R runner going back into that nice darkish navy blue. There is some pre-paint, surprisingly, of black. There's a good amount of pre-paint being applied on these runners. S runner, back in blue, definitely more pre-paint. T runner still in blue, still some more pre-paint. Also the hand manipulators as well. Actually that piece there, number 7, looks very interesting because it looks like it has a bit of a purple sheen on some of that, so I'm wondering if that is part of the head. And lastly, the U runner, still in blue, definitely more pre-paint of silver. So that brings us to the end of the unboxing of the SMP Alternative Destiny Gunbuster. Very interesting looking kit. Very taken back by the amount of pre-paint that's been applied and the fact that there's also some undergating where required. So that is definitely going to be a very interesting novelty to work with. Very intrigued to see what the final scale of the finished kit will be. But I think the first part will be just trying to figure out if I'm going to pre-snip this or not. I'm leaning towards yes, but as you've seen, there's a lot of runners to basically pre-snip and group up together for everything, but it might not be too bad. Yeah, time will definitely tell how that goes, but it has definitely coloured my interest, so we'll see. I know I've still got one existing, well, I take that back, I have more than one existing, but one immediate planned kit that's on the direct backlog, which is the Spinosaurus. So I'm not sure if I'm going to go adding another one, or if I'll just keep the Spinosaurus and work what's still in my existing active backlog. Time will tell. Thank you very much for watching this unboxing video of the Gunbuster. Feel free to leave a like or comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the content. All of this does help support the channel and I do greatly appreciate it. Extra content can also be found on my Instagram account. The link is in the description below. It's also the same handle as the channel. And for pure information purposes, I will have a link to the Gunbuster at Hobbylink Japan. But as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, it is discontinued. So you will potentially need to shop around to source this particular kit if it's of interest to you. With that being said, stay safe, take care, and I will catch you all in a future video. See ya.